Everyone, welcome to Week 2 press conference. We have South Carolina State this Saturday, September 7th. Yeah, I'm having a whole date thing going on. At noon here at Johnson Haygood Stadium. Coach Drayton will take your questions now after a quick statement. Coach?
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. First, we would like to thank a few people. Big weekend for the Bulldogs. On Saturday, we went undefeated. Volleyball won, soccer won, football won. So around these parts, we need to celebrate those. Also want to brag on a few people. Wendy Palermo, she keeps this ship running. Our athletic director, Mike Capascio, and Miss Joni Stevens. If we told you some of the behind-the-scenes stories, let me tell you something. Those three are absolute rock stars. Also, I've already mentioned volleyball. I want to talk about soccer. I mentioned them as well. Baseball, tennis, cheerleading, rifle, track, wrestling, and basketball. We're all there to support the Bulldogs on Saturday, and we really, really appreciate that. We would not be able to bring home a city championship without our athletic department being together in alignment, swimming in the same direction.
Looking back to Saturday, I know obviously it was a team win, but for you personally, since your relief, kind of how would you describe kind of what that moment was like getting your first win?
I expect to win every time we step on the field. I think I was talking to Andrew afterwards, and it was like he was trying to pull more out of me, but the truth of the matter is I was happy for the school. I was happy for the Citadel faithful. I was happy for those who endured last season with us, and most importantly, I was happy for our players. Put my personal feelings aside. I don't do it for myself. We do it for the players. And I told our coaches on Saturday morning and our players, I said, hey, I just want you to know. Actually, it was at the beginning of the week. I told our coaches, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing it for your kids. I'm doing it for your kids' kids. I'm doing it for all those, that sacrifice or have to feel sacrifice because you're an absentee father, because we're in the office trying to get things done, or because you're fighting a battle on campus, etc. So, no, we're doing it for those people.
During the fall, you mentioned the mindset. You guys get down 21-3. Is that kind of a testament to the mindset, how you guys were able to come back?
Absolutely. I tell you, it's this fall camp, the theme was mindset. And now that we're starting the season, we're entering into what I'm going to call our manhood stage. So mindset, we never flinched. And I'm so glad we put the time into developing the mind. We said it, because in the offseason, we did a great job with our strength and conditioning program, changing their bodies. But it was the muscle in between the ears that I wanted to make sure that we worked on. Well, before we even get to that, let's talk about three young men, three freshmen who made the biggest plays in that game. Now, all plays are big, but the three biggest plays were all true freshmen that we played last year. So they got game experience. When everybody was giving us a hard time for playing these guys, well, it paid off now. And we knew it would pay off now. Devonye Pettis, first of all, he's the one that forced the fumble. Then we had Chris Benton. He recovered the fumble. And then Bradley Jones with the big play of the night, which you're just asking about. He got just enough on that ball to send it sideways. So we're very thankful for that. The last time we had a blocked field goal was 2021 against Mercer.
Obviously, you kind of touched on this, but just to have a deficit like y'all had, I think Jonathan Bennett said after the game that he said they never wavered in that. You kind of talked about the mindset, but just what does that say about every player on this team, just playing with it first?
Yeah, well, we never wavered, and so if we would have lost this game, I would not tell this story. So I have to tell this story because we won. Truth of the matter is, after our first drive, we lost headset capability from the box to the field. Everyone who has ever been in a conflict or has coached football knows that you need intelligence. So being in the box is like satellite view, all right? It enables you to see things and to communicate things that you can't see on the football field. So literally, after our first drive until halftime, we had multiple play callers. We called it from the field. We called the game blind. That's on offense and defense until we could come up with a plan at halftime. After halftime, we took coaches and we literally set them in the visitor stands where we were because we could get communication from that vantage point. It wasn't as high as the home side, but we were able to see a little bit better. And I tell you, our faithful, our fans, they did a good job for the most part of making a hole, letting our coaches being able to coach, with the exception of there was one gentleman who took a drink of our offensive coordinator's water. We had some other people ask, hey, well, how come you're not doing this? Or you should run this. But to make a long story short, at halftime, we came up with a strategic plan where we had to coach old school football, what I call real football. These iPads and all the things you have now, that's like video games. What we did, we strategically placed our guys in position where they could see certain things. We gave them a singular focus, and they communicated it to one another so that we were able to get the same effect from up top. Now, we cannot depend on that every weekend. It happened to work out for us this time, but we're very thankful. And it comes from spending that time together. It comes from those late nights in the room. It comes from being able to complete each other's thought. It comes from being on one accord.
Going off that schematically wise, did y'all change anything? Obviously, you limited to them off the scoreboard when they got up to 21-3. And Corey talked about kind of the chunk plays you got. Darvon was big in the second half. Did y'all do anything schematically?
Well, schematically, what happens is once we brought our guys down and we're able to communicate and we have our eyes in the right place, I was able to see and we were able to see that, I'll take a simple play. They are an option outfit. We had a flash fake where they were arcing the tackle on our defensive end, who's typically a quarterback player. We're able to make some adjustments. But if you don't have those eyes in the sky, it typically takes, in the Bear Bryant days, the Lou Holtz days, the Eddie Robinson days, the Willie Jeffries days, it took a series maybe. You had to see it a second time before you understood what was happening to you. All right, and then you could make your adjustments. So the point I'm trying to make is, you asked, did we change anything schematically? Yes, we did, little nuances, but we couldn't do it in real time, all right, because of where we had to maneuver and things we had to do. So it's a testament to our coaching staff. Our players understood what was going on, and they didn't waver. We told our staff, we told our players before the game, adversity will hit. We didn't know what the adversity would be. But when adversity hits, we're going to close ranks and keep marching. And that's what the guys did. They executed it to a T. I'm very proud of them.
Was this a technical issue with your equipment or at the scene or what?
It's the perfect storm. You know, no one person will get the blame. It's just a perfect storm. But we survived it. We have answers to the test now.
Was it from the first play?
No, sir. It was after our first drive offensively.
You were communicating good?
Yeah, we were communicating good. As you noticed, we were matriculating the ball down the field like Coach Hank Stram says all the time. Everything was going well, and then communication went dead.
Do you feel like you were back in high school?
Actually, high schools have sideline communication. When you go to the high school games, they have the big boards on the sideline. They have the iPads, and they're able to see things in real time. So, no, not really, because when I was in high school, we had technology.
Yeah, and a lot of there was these interchangeably too, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Last Monday, you talked about going into Charleston Southern. You guys cannot put all your eggs into one basket.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's 10 games to go. But what do you think a win Saturday can do to 11 games to go? What do you think a win like that Saturday can do for some of your guys so they know what kind of winning looks like?
Well, that's the thing. We have a lineman on our team who played as a true freshman last year, Darwin Millo. He hasn't won a game in 3 years. This is his first win in 3 years. He sat in that locker room and he bawled like a baby because he was just so ecstatic about winning. Now, part of what winning is, and to your question, what we have done in our recruiting class, we look for guys who come from winning programs, who knows what winning's like. People think winning is the weight room singularly. People think winning is coaching singularly. People think winning is the ball bouncing in the right direction singularly. No, it takes all of that plus more. So this will propel us to future wins.
Looking at SC State, what has the dynamic been like in your family? I know that you have a bunch of SC State grads in your family.
Well, funny that you asked that question because I was going to get to that. On my mom's side of the family, she is one of 10. She's the oldest girl. All of her siblings have gone to South Carolina State. Of those 10, all of their children have gone and are graduates of South Carolina State. I'm the lone wolf that decided to do something different. My sister and my brother, we've all forged our own path. So South Carolina State runs near and dear and deep in our heart. So immediately after the game was over, I saw my aunt, one of my aunts, one of my uncles, and they shook my hand, embraced, said, "We love you. Congrats on the victory. But next week, we're going to kick your butt." Like, I mean, it's real. It's real. Last year at the game, and I love my mom to death, and if anybody ever talks bad about her, it's going to be a misunderstanding. She wore a South Carolina State sweatshirt with a Citadel Bulldog cap because that school has enabled our family to gain degrees, to take care of themselves, to take care of others. That school has provided for us, so it's near and dear. It's very special. I would like to keep my mom's name quiet. We got Twitter fingers sometimes. The last thing I need is that, and you might not have a head ball coach.
When y'all look at SC State, how much are y'all looking maybe what Coach Barry did at Benedict, or kind of how are y'all kind of looking at them going forward?
Well, yeah, that's everything. So Coach Barry, first of all, he's a great coach. He's been at many different stops. In his 3 seasons at Benedict, he went 27-7. All right, this guy knows how to win. He made the postseason his last 2 seasons there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that he has ever experienced a losing season as a head coach or as an assistant. The staff he put together is top notch. Well, one of the guys being local, Rashad Alston. He coaches running backs. He a graduate of Goose Creek High School. He also worked for Coach Tony Coxum, who is our special teams coordinator at Bluefield State. I can't speak enough about that staff. And then there's one guy on their staff, and let me tell you, David Blanchard. David Blanchard is their defensive line coach, assistant head coach. He's been on that staff under Willis Jeffries. He's played there. I coached with him when I was at South Carolina State, and we won 2 MEAC championships back-to-back and a national title. He has that D-line rocking and rolling. Their offensive line coach has them rocking and rolling. So it's going to be another game that's going to be won in the trenches. All right, if whoever wins the trenches will have the ability to possibly win the game. You know, when I look at their offense, 6 of the 11 starters are transfers. When I look at their defense, they're very sound. They pursue to the ball. They're aggressive, much like their coach. Their coach is a man's man. He gets after it. We speak the same peculiar language. We're in the same fraternity. I have a mentality similar to his and his to mine. So it's going to be very interesting when it comes to that. And in special teams, speed for days. You've heard me use this analogy before. They got a return man that can turn out the lights, and he's under the sheets before it gets dark. So speed will be all over the field. But this is going to be a fun contest. It's big for the Low Country. It's big for my hometown. We talked about it earlier, Moncks Corner. The Masonic Lodge, Monk's Corner 323, sponsored a tailgate last year where they had 150 people in attendance. This year, they already have 400 people in attendance, where they're bringing the kids from our community so they can see a college football game. So I'm so excited about that. One of my high school teammates is the one that's leading that charge, Clifford Chapman. We're just excited. It's good for the Low Country. We got to keep this game going. We're advertising this as a whiteout. We want all Citadel faithful to wear their white. And the reason for a whiteout each season, for your first home game, I always want to have a whiteout because we want to erase the past and start fresh. If you win a championship, you still want to erase the past, and start fresh. Reason being, because nobody cares about your greatest. The only thing they care about is your latest. So that is the reasoning for the whiteout. Now, having said that, I'm wearing baby blue because we have to wear baby blue. Just to give you a behind-the-scenes tip, the visiting team typically wears white, and they have to agree to wear their alternate uniform if you, as a home team, want to wear white. And they decided that's not what they're going to do. So me and Coach Barry will handle that at a different time. And that's all in love. That's in fun.
What fraternity are y'all with?
There's only one fraternity, Omega Psi Phi.
Okay.
This is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that Southern State's played Johnson Hagan before. They've had home games here from time to time over the years. But this is the first time they've played you here at Johnson.
The first time they played Maurice Drayton, yes. But we played, yes, the South Carolina State came here. I don't know the year, but that is the year that Scooter Johnson went off. He had a great game. So do the history on that. But, man, Alvin Scooter Johnson, Hall of Famer, inducted last year, he went off that game. And he wasn't supposed to play quarterback. He was actually playing wideout at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Coach Pugh and I talk on the regular. This week, I don't know if we will talk, but I will reach out like we typically do. He's a mentor. He's a friend. I can't say enough about Coach Pugh, but I look forward to seeing him and seeing Coach Jeffries. Coach Jeffries is iconic, the inventor of trap option, the first African-American to coach at a Division I school, Wichita State. We're looking forward to honoring him, too. We're going to honor him in between the first and the second quarter.
Speaking of icons, what did it mean to have Stump on the sideline on Saturday?
That's another one. So Stump and I, we talk often. We're friends. We're in the same fraternity as well, the Citadel fraternity, as well as Omega Psi Phi. It means everything, but it means a lot to the kids, too, to those young men. When they look to the side and they see the running back whisperer, I mean, this guy, he's iconic in our field of football and in sports. So it means everything that he's coming back, and he's around our program. So we're just very thankful for that. It is his goal to be here Saturday. Saturday's going to be a big, big weekend. I'm telling you, we got people coming back from all walks of life. It's our Hall of Fame as well. My teammate, my best friend, Stanley Myers, will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's going to be an emotional time on Friday night. I'm very excited about that, excited for his family. His son, LJ, will give the speech. It's a big, big weekend to be a Citadel football alumnus and a Citadel alumnus in general. We're also, Thursday, we're pinning a 3-star general, Dave Wilson, a graduate who went to Burke High School, who came through our ranks, a 3-star general. It's so many good things happening, and we just want to stay in the positive and keep moving forward.
How do you handle success? You haven't, so had some success, had a win. Are you curious to see how they're going to handle it?
Well, let me tell you how we handle success. And part of it is we protect them, our players, and our coaches from themselves. So we got a big emotional win at Charleston Southern. We're on the bus coming back home. Everyone knows that these young men from 21, that's the law, 21 up, but I'm not naive to 18, 19, 20-year-olds, that the Charleston downtown scene shuts down about 1:45. So you know what we did? Once we got off that exit, we pulled to off Rutledge, and we took them to get ice cream, old school ice cream. And we sat in the parking lot, and we ate ice cream because my whole thought process is, if they're with us, guess what they're not doing? Out on the town. So I told them that on Sunday when we had our meetings, and the guys just looked at me like, oh, you got us, Coach. Yeah, I did. That's why they call us Coach. So to answer your question, we're going to protect them from themselves and make sure we keep the main thing, and just keep forging forward.
Culture is an overused word, I think, in sports a lot of times, but what did you learn about your culture of this team in the program, being down 21-3, beginning of the third quarter, and they didn't pull it? They came roaring back.
Well, when you look back at Citadel history, when we were rocking and rolling, when we were at our heyday, that was the culture. So that is what we've been trying to instill in our guys since we've got our boots on the ground. And in coaching, one of the best feelings you have, and Coach John Carlisle is in the building tonight. Hey, big coach, I always speak to him because he's seen this, and these are some of the things I've learned from him. And this is what you get from coaching. When you see that light switch finally come on, that is the best feeling in the world. That's why we coach. Some people coach for other reasons, but the real coaches, the good coaches like Coach Carlisle, when you pour into a kid's life and that light switch comes on, you're like, I got him. And the light switch has come on culturally for us, and I'm very thankful for that.
We hear all the time about player-led teams. After a win, how have you seen this team regroup, and where do y'all stand in terms of player leadership?
Well, excuse me. I've said it since he stepped foot on campus. Jonathan Bennett is unquestionably our leader from a player standpoint. We continue to preach the message, and I tell the guys all the time, Coach Sands, Coach Riley Jackson, myself, we've played our last snap. Technically, I tell these guys, it's not my team. It's your team. And the best teams we've ever been around have been player-led teams. And we saw that on Saturday night when it wasn't just Jonathan. When we turned that ball over and CSU got the ball back and they were celebrating, there was a look of determination on our sideline. There was a look of belief as the defense took the field that we're going to get this ball back. And the offense, as they went to the bench, they did not pout. They had faith in their teammates that they were going to get the ball back. And as long as we have that, we will have a chance in every contest.
I feel like we can talk to you all afternoon. What about, obviously, just one game? Last year, you had some problems kind of finishing drives. And how important was it to finish a drive Saturday?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, at the end of the day, when you finish drives, that equals points. And that is a big thing with us. We want to finish every drive with points or a kick. That means you don't turn over the ball. A kick could be a PAT. Finish each drive with a PAT. Finish each drive with a field goal. Or a punt. There's nothing wrong with punting. We have a really good punter, and I can't wait. Well, I can wait. We don't want him punting too much. But I can't wait till you guys get to know him. We call him Plat McAfee. He has this demeanor like McAfee off of Sports Center. I tell you, wait till you get to know this young man. And he's self-taught. He taught himself. He started off as a manager. He came to school as a manager, and he was able to take coaching, to dig into the program, and develop into a punter today. I'm very excited about him. He was our lone player that was preseason all-conference as well. I hope not. Just a little bit, though. You want to get to know him.
No trophy this week?
Yes, we have the trophy. So what we did, we allowed the offensive linemen to protect the trophy. We told you that the game would be won in the trenches. So the offensive lineman took the trophy. Mike, I hope you're not upset. We let the offensive linemen take it home. I'm sure they got pictures with the trophy. But it is back, safe and sound. It's in our building for the guys to walk by. We're playing for another trophy this week as well. The Low Country Bulldog Classic, as what it was named years ago, there was a trophy for that of a mean-looking bulldog, a spike-type bulldog with a snarl and all that good stuff. So hopefully we can win that trophy back. Yeah. Will Pickering, yes, local talent, Wando High School. I mentioned that he started, pretty much started at the bottom, and he earned his way to starting with us through camp. We really like the way he plays the game. Once again, we're very thankful to our athletic director in providing nutrition for our graduate guys. When we got Will, he was a $165. Now he weighs, we got him in the summertime to now he's put on 15 pounds. Of good weight, good solid weight. And it's through our nutritional program and through our strength program. We look for big things out of Will. I tell you, man, he reminds you of Jason Sehorn. He reminds you of Chuck Cecil. He will knock your block off every chance he gets. Yes, he is downhill. We gotta slow him down sometimes. You gotta read them keys now, because if that ball goes over your head, it'll be a misunderstanding. No, you're absolutely correct. No, I love your questions. The question was Don Poole, Melvin Ravenel, they played a little more in the second half. It was by design. We told our coaches, because we feel like we are conditioned, we wanted to rotate multiple people. We wanted to play young people early, and then down the stretch, I wanted to make sure we had our guys who have some experience and making sure that they were fresh. And Melvin Ravenel did a great job for us, a local product out of Goose Creek High School. And then Don Poole, he's a great athlete. He played on our baseball team at one time. And now he's obviously playing football, and he's doing well. I'm glad to have both those young men. All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you.